Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Kani and I come from South Africa. So what are we making today? Today we are making a Christmas themed dessert since the festive season is on its way and we want to be prepared with some delicious treats. So come and join me and let's get started.
So what you're going to need a bowl and a whisk. And next up, we've got the Snowflake Easy Mix. This is the vanilla flavor. And we've got 2 bowls over there. I'm going to use it to color my dough. We've got a jug. There's 500 ml of water in there. Dessert cups that I got from Westpac. And next I've got food coloring, a red and a green. You can use any food coloring that you can get from the grocery store. So now we're going to pour all the contents of the snowflake cake mix into our bowl. Then pour your 500 ml of water in there as well. And then we're going to crack 4 eggs into the bowl as well. So you want to make sure that your eggs are room temperature and not straight from the fridge when you use it for your baking. And that's the 3rd egg that goes in there, and then the last egg. And after that, you are going to take 1 cup of oil and pour it into your bowl as well. Just make sure you get all the oil in there. Next is take your whisk and you want to incorporate everything together. So you just want to mix your dough until you don't see any flour in your bowl. So just make sure to also scrape through the bottom just to make sure that you get even the flour that's at the bottom, because the whisks like to just mix at the top and it doesn't always get what's at the bottom. So you just want to make sure that you incorporate everything and try and just get the flour at the bottom as well. So as soon as you don't see any flour anymore, that's how you know that your mix is ready. And you're looking for like a thick consistency, just a bit milky, dreamy, creamy. And your dough is ready. All right. And then next up, you want to take some dough from your mixing bowl and put it in those empty bowls that I showed you earlier. So you just want to measure just enough for your pan that you're going to be using. And after we pour our dough into the bowls, we're then going to take our food colorings that we saw earlier as well. All right, so there, just have a spoon just to mix in the coloring to make sure that I turn that dough from the cream color to the red color. So as you can see, I'm just mixing the food coloring and making sure that it is all incorporated, and you can see it's turning nice and red. So remember, you can use the store-bought food coloring. I'm just using these cake floral ones because I'm a baker. So I use this brand because it's very strong, and you'll see it's very concentrated, unlike the ones that are liquid food colorings. So now I'm just turning the other bowl with the dough into a green color. And you see how pretty these look. We are definitely ready for the Christmas theme. All right, so these are my pans. I am using a 4-inch pans. So you just want to grease them and then pour in your dough. All right. So I just filled the tin up like about a quarter way. So you just want to make sure that you don't fill it half, otherwise the cake takes long to bake right through and it ends up baking too long and it ends up burning the sides. So you just want to just fill it a quarter way through, as you can see, and then you are ready to go and put your pans in the oven. So while that is baking, let's make our cream. I've got a sift and another mixing bowl, sorry. Got some Christmas sprinkles, a piping bag that you're going to use to put in your cream. I've got caramel treat that I poured in a bowl already because we're not going to use a lot, and some whipping cream that I also just bought at the grocery store, and that's 5 tablespoons of icing sugar in that little bowl. So now you're going to pour all your whipping cream. All right, so that's about 250 grams of whipping cream, and you just want to get it all in there. Oh, and I forgot to show you guys the mixer that you're going to need. So we pour in all the icing sugar that we have there. I did sift it, so don't forget to sift it just to avoid the lumps, because sometimes you find that the icing sugar doesn't beat all the way through if it's got lumps. So I'm just mixing it, just incorporating it a bit with a tablespoon, and there's that mixer that I forgot to tell you about. So we're going to mix the cream and the icing sugar together. So it does take a bit of a while, so you're just going to mix maybe for like a minute or two. So just continue mixing until the cream is going to start changing, and you'll see it's going to start being creamier and creamier. So now I'm just testing the consistency there, so you can just stop and test the consistency. You see, if your cream falls off the spoon, it's still a bit too soft. So I just went in again with my mixer. So just be careful. As soon as it starts thickening up, it takes really short time to like turn really thick. So just be careful not to overmix it, otherwise it'll curdle up. So now we're just going to do another test and see if our cream is ready for use. So remember, if it doesn't fall off the spoon, we're good to go. So we're good to go. So now you want to pour your cream into the piping bag. So you're just going to pour your cream into the piping bag. So we're going to use this piping bag to put the cream onto our dessert cups. All right, so here are our cakes. They're ready and all baked from the oven. That's our red color. Didn't those colors come out so nice? I love how they came out. So now what we're going to do, so over here, you're just going to measure. I'm going to measure the cakes. Just going to cut the cakes into some square shapes. All right, so I first cut the cakes in half. So I took one cake and I cut it in half. So now we have 2 sponges, so that we've got a lot of cake sponges to work with. So after you cut your cake, I just took a dessert cup to just measure how big the top part looks and how small the bottom part is. So you just want to cut. So we're going to start cutting the small shape. So I'm just using the dessert cup to measure how small the sponge has to be. Then you just want to take your sponge and put it into your dessert cup, and after that I'm just going to take a teaspoon. All right, so the teaspoon is just going to measure the caramel, right? So after we put the sponge into the dessert cup, we're going to take caramel and just put it on our cake sponge. All right, so I like to use the back of the teaspoon so that it just applies really well onto the cake sponge. All right, so now I'm just going to cut into half the red cake sponge, and then we're going to do the same thing that we did for the other dessert cup. So just going to cut the red sponges, similar sizing, just slightly bigger. So at this point I was just using my eyes, so just wing it basically with this one. And if there's a little space left, you can always just cut a little more and just push it into the dessert cup. All right, so now I'm just going to grab the teaspoon I told you about earlier. So now we're going to apply that caramel that I spoke about. So just getting my teaspoon there. And you just want to give that caramel another stir so that it's just nice and soft. It was quite chilly this day, so the caramel does tend to get a bit hard when you just leave it on the side for a little while. So we're just going to apply that on the cake sponges. So we're going to do the same. So you just want to take off some that's left on your teaspoon, and we're going to do the same for the other cake sponge that in the dessert cup. And then now we're going to take our piping bag that has the cream. So you just want to lock in your cream basically. So just turn your piping bag so that the cream doesn't come out at the top and then it's a whole mess. So you're just going to pipe around the sponge and fill all the areas with the color. And then after that, we're going to take our red one. You're just going to layer it on top of the cream, just like that. And again, we're going to do the same for the next dessert cup. So you just want to measure. Remember, just wing it, eye it, and see what size more or less you need to do, or you need to cut for the other one as well. Here I am going in with the cream again. All right, and you're going to take the red sponge and just lay it on top of the cream again. So basically that is it for the dessert cups. Hey, like from here you're just going to repeat the steps that we did before. So I'm taking the caramel again, using the back of the spoon, applying it on the cake sponge. It's just to give it a more sweeter taste. It really tastes delicious. You can use any other dessert topping that you feel like using. I use caramel treat. I think it's really delicious. And after that, we take our cream again and just you want to pipe all over the cake sponge so that it's nice and filled. And there you have it. And we do the same on the other dessert cup. And now our last layer looks like it's going to have to be green. So you can get bigger dessert cups if you wish. So it just means that you will be able to add more color. You can always be creative about it and maybe do another yellow coloring. You color your dough and maybe make it yellow and just play around with your colors, and you can layer your bigger dessert cups with some more colors, or you can just have more space for the green and the red again. So here I am, I'm cutting again. So remember, just swing it. If there's some space left, you can just cut a little piece and just add it onto where you think there is some space, which is what I just did there as well. All right, so you see it looks all good. So we want to take the last dessert cup as well. So we're going to do the same thing. Just layer it on top of our cream, and voila. We're almost done. So you see I had a bit of space again there as well, and I just cut a little piece of the green sponge and added it onto the dessert cup. So now we're all good. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, we've ran out of space, so now I have no choice but to close off these dessert cups with my cream. So that's what I'm going to do now, just clearing my workstation to prepare for the last and final part. So we're just going to cream once again on top of our layer, our cake layer that is. And I'm going to take those Christmas sprinkles and I'm just going to sprinkle on top of the cream, nice and Christmas themed. And yeah, that is it, literally. So I'm just going to close off my dessert cup over there. Close off the first dessert cup, put it on the side, and then now we're wrapping up the last and final dessert cup. So same process. You just want to cream it, and when we're done, take those Christmas sprinkles again, sprinkle right on top of the cream, and voila. And that is it, guys. So simple. The family can enjoy. And here it is, the Christmas themed dessert cup for the family. This is really easy and nice to make.
Alright, so that's it, guys. Here's our dessert, Christmas themed, green, red, and green again, and some cream, and just top over with some Christmas sprinkles. So now let's taste our dessert. So open that. Smells delicious. Just gonna grab there. Listen, after this, your family is not gonna let you go. They're gonna come to you for more Christmas desserts. This is so delicious. Delicious. Thank you so much for watching, guys. So this is our Christmas themed dessert that we just made using simple ingredients that you can find at the grocery store. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you loved this video, and please tell me what other Christmas desserts that you would like to see me do. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye.